charge of the gate. And the people trampled him in the gate, so that he died, as the man of God had said when the king came down to him. For when the man of God had said to the king, 2 seahs of barley shall be sold for a shekel, and a seah of fine flour for a shekel, about this time tomorrow in the gate of Samaria. The captain had answered the man of God, if the Lord himself should make windows in heaven, could such a thing be? And he had said, you shall see it with your own eyes, but you shall not eat of it. And so it happened to him, for the people trampled him in the gate, and he died.
Down the front. And
Chapter 8.
last time in front.
Now Elisha had said to the woman whose son he had restored to life, arise and depart with your household, and sojourn wherever you can, for the Lord has called for a famine, and it will come upon the land for 7 years. So the woman arose and did according to the word of the man of God. She went with her household, and sojourned in the land of the Philistines 7 years.
Stretch,
At the end
stretch,
of the 7
stretch.
years, when the woman returned from the land of the Philistines, she went to appeal to the king for her house and her land.
Reach up to the left.
Now the king was talking with Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, saying, tell me all the great things that Elisha has done.
Stretch, stretch,
And while
stretch.
he was telling the king how Elisha had restored the dead to life, behold, the woman whose son he had restored to life appealed to the king for her house and her land.
Pull back.
And Gehazi said, my lord, O king, here is the woman, and here is her son, whom Elisha restored to life.
Exhale all the way
And
down.
when the king asked the woman, she told him. So the king appointed an official for her, saying,
Relax the head.
restore all that was hers, together with all the produce of the fields, from the day
Stretch.
that she left the land until now.
Hang.
Now Elisha came to Damascus.
Take a deep
And
breath.
Hadad, the king of Syria, was sick. And
Over
when it
to
was
the
told
right
him,
side.
the man of God has come here, the king said to Hazael, take a present with you and go to meet the man of
Loosen
God,
up your
and
leg.
inquire of the Lord through him, saying, shall I
Go to
recover
the
from this
side.
sickness?
Go to the
So
other side.
Hazael went to meet him and took a present with him, all kinds of goods of Damascus, 40 camels' load.
Back to center. Take a deep breath.
When he
Back to
came and
center.
stood
Take a
before him,
deep
he
breath.
said, your
Bend the
son
knee.
Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, has sent me to you, saying, shall I recover from
Leg is
this
straight.
sickness?
Something about
Elisha
the
said
inner
to him,
thigh.
go, say
Take
to
your
him,
breath and
you
need
shall
good
certainly
deep
recover.
breath.
But the Lord has shown me that he shall
Stretch.
certainly die.
Turn.
And he
Turn.
fixed his gaze and stared at
Run
him
a
until he
stretch.
was embarrassed.
Something,
And the
something
man
about
of
the
God
thigh.
questioned. And Hazael said,
Come on.
why does my Lord weep?
Drive that
He
back.
answered,
Drive that back heel
because I
down.
know the evil that you will do to the people
Down.
of Israel.
Coming up.
You will set on
Coming up.
fire their fortresses, and you will kill
Going
their young
down.
men with the sword, and dash in pieces their little ones,
Up.
and rip open their pregnant women.
Center.
Exhale it all.
And Hazael said,
And over to the right
why is
side.
your servant, who is but a dog,
Stretch.
that he should do this great thing? Elisha answered,
Over the ankle.
Knee
the
over
Lord
the
has shown
ankle.
me that you are to be king over Syria.
Something, something.
Up with the toe.
Then he
with
departed
the
from
toe.
Elisha and came to his master, who said to him,
Feel
what
influence.
did Elisha say to you? And he
Down.
answered, he told me that you would certainly recover.
Of
But the
toes
next
up.
day he took the bedcloth and dipped it in
And
water
down.
and spread it over his face.
We're having some fun.
And Hazael became king in his
Put it
place.
Left hand on the floor.
In the 5th
Left
year
hand
of
on the
Joram,
floor,
the son
left
of
hand on
Ahab,
the
king of
floor.
Israel, when Jehoshaphat was
Something
king of
about the
Judah,
stretch.
Jehoram the son of
Keep your
Jehoshaphat,
thumb
king of
up.
Judah, began to reign. He was 32 years old when he became king, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem.
Right to left, left.
And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, as the house of Ahab had
Tall.
done, for the
Drop
daughter
it
of
down.
Ahab was his wife.
Shoulder width
He
apart.
did what was evil in the
Let's
sight
go
of the
right to
Lord.
power yoke.
Yet the Lord was not willing to
Hold in
destroy
place.
Judah for the sake of David his
Exhale
servant,
down.
since he promised to give a
Come
land
on up.
to his sons forever.
Upward dog.
In his days,
Stand tall in the
hand.
hand.
The rule of Judah.
You don't
and set
have to
a
look.
king of their own.
Go to play.
Then
Downward
Joram
dog.
passed over to Zair with all his chariots. and
Drive
horses
the
by night,
hand
and
away
he and
from
his chariot commanders struck the Edomites who had surrounded him,
Then
but his
slice
army
it.
fled home.
Right to
Edom revolted from the rule of Judah to this day.
back to play.
Then Libnah revolted
We'll
at
do
the
our
same
push.
time. Now,
Heart
the
rate's
rest of the
starting
acts
to
of
rise.
Joram and all that he did, are they not
Back
written
to
in the
back.
book of the Chronicles of the kings of
Downward
Judah?
dog.
So Joram
Raise up
slept
the
with his
toes.
fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of
Calf.
David. And
Have change with
his
the air
son
provide.
reigned in his place.
Upward toe.
In the 12th year of Joram the son of Ahab Ahab,
there.
king of Israel.
Feet together.
Ahaziah, the son of Jehoram, king of
Raise
Judah,
the,
began to reign.
raise the
Ahaziah was 22 years old when he began to reign, and
knee
he reigned 1
over
year in
there.
Jerusalem.
Knee over there.
His mother's name was Athaliah,
Look at
the
that knee.
granddaughter of Omri, king of Israel.
Back to back.
He also walked in the
Let's
way
do
of
our
the house
push.
of Ahab, and did what
Tight,
was
tight,
evil
tight.
in the sight of the Lord, as
Chest
the house
up.
of Ahab had
Back,
done,
back.
for he was son-in-law to the house of Ahab.
Down dog.
He went with Joram the son of Ahab to
Drive
make
you.
war against Hazael,
Feet
king
together.
of Syria,
Left
Ramoth
leg
Gilead,
up.
and the
Toe.
Syrians wounded.
Swinging through.
And King Joram returned to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds
No
that the
collapsing.
Syrians had given him at Ramoth when he fought against
Yeah,
Hazael, king of
something
Syria.
Back straight.
And Ahaziah the son of Jehoram, king of Judah,
Come
went
on.
down to see Joram the
Here we
son
go.
of Ahab in
Back to
Jezreel,
plank.
because he was
Back
sick.
to plank. Push up.
Nice and tall.
Nice dog.
Chapter 9.
Back to plank.
Then Elisha the
Downward
prophet
dog.
called one of the sons of the prophets and said to
Oh
him,
yeah. Feet together.
tie up your garments and take this
Raise
flask
that
of
right
oil in
leg
your
up.
hand, and go to
Swing
Ramoth
through.
Gilead.
Runners
When
pose.
you arrive, look there for Jehu the son of Jehoshaphat, son of
Big
Nimshi,
reach.
and go in and have him rise
Perfect.
from among his fellows,
Leg
and
straight.
lead him to an inner
Perfect.
chamber. Then take the flask of oil and pour it on his head, and say, Thus says the Lord, I anoint you king over Israel.
Let's go down.
And open the door and flee. Do not linger.
Plank. Push
The
up.
young man, the servant of the prophet,
Upward dog.
went to Ramoth Gilead.
First
When
piece of
he
sweat.
came, behold, the
Back to
commanders
plank.
of the army were in council.
Down dog.
And he said, I have a word for
Feet
you,
together.
O commander.
Raise that left.
And
Raise
Jehu
that
said,
left leg.
To which of us all? And he
Swing it
said,
through the runners pose.
So he arose and went into the house.
Crescent.
And the young man poured the oil on his head, saying to him, Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, I anoint you king over the people of the Lord, over Israel. And you shall strike down the house of Ahab your master, so that I
Drop it
may
down.
avenge on Jezebel the blood of my servants the prophets,
Here you push up.
and the blood of all the servants of
Upward
the
dog.
Lord. For the whole
Nice
house
dog.
of Ahab shall perish.
Downward
I
dog.
will cut off from Ahab every male, bond
Feet
or
together.
free in Israel.
Raise that right leg up.
The house of Ahab
Swing
like
through.
the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat,
Drop the heel.
like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah.
Crescent.
And the dogs shall eat
More.
Jezebel in the territory of Jezreel, and none shall bury her. Then he opened the door and fled.
Back. The right.
When Jehu came
Run
out
his
to the
pose.
servants of his master, they said to him,
Plank.
Is all well?
Push up.
Why did this mad fellow come to you?
We're doing
He
it
said
home.
to them, You know the fellow and his talk.
Downward dog.
And they said, That is not true. Tell us now.
Do you use it interview?
And he said,
Use the positive
Thus and
interview.
so he spoke to me, saying,
Hands up.
Thus says the
Swing
Lord,
it.
I anoint you
Hands
king
up.
over Israel.
Swing it through.
Then in
Heel
haste
down.
every man of them took his
Where's
garment
the
and put it
warrior?
under him on the bare steps. And they blew the trumpet and proclaimed,
Straight.
Jehu is king.
Good. Nice straight leg.
Thus Jehu the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, conspired
Let it
against Joram.
burn.
Now Joram,
Good
when all
burn.
Israel had been on guard at Ramoth Gilead
Come on.
against Hazael, king of Syria.
Last push up.
But King Joram had
Make it
returned
pretty.
healed in Jezreel of the wounds that the
That's a
Syrians
dog.
had given him.
Last plank.
Fought with Hazael, king of Syria.
Last downward dog.
So Jehu said, If this is your decision, then let no one slip out of the city to go and tell the news in Jezreel.
Shorter with the bar.
Then Jehu mounted his chariot
Slow
and went to
raise up.
Jezreel, where Joram lay there.
Nice and slow.
And Ahaziah,
slow.
king of Judah, had come down to visit Joram.
We got knees up first.
Now the watchman was standing on the tower in Jezreel, and he saw the company of Jehu as he came, and said,
Right leg
I
first.
see a
Right
company.
leg first.
And Joram said, Take a horseman and send to meet them, and let him say, Is it peace? So a man on
Shoulders
horseback
burning.
went to meet him and said,
Arms burning.
Thus says the king, Is it peace? And Jehu said,
Listen to that.
What do you have to do with peace? Turn around and ride behind me. And the watchman reported, saying, The messenger reached him, but he is not coming back. Then he sent out a second horseman who came to them and said, Thus the king has said, Is it peace? And Jehu answered,
Down.
What do you have to do with peace? Turn around and ride behind me. Again the watchman reported, He reached him, but he is not coming back. And the
Option
driving is like the
leads to
driving
the
of
heat.
Jehu the son
Is
of
the
Nimshi,
option.
for he drives furiously.
Meanwhile, those shoulders are burning.
Make ready. And they made ready his chariot. Then Joram, king of Israel, and Ahaziah, king of Judah
Do
set
what you
out,
can.
each in his chariot, and went to
Come on.
meet Jehu, and met him at the property of Naboth.
Cross
of Jezreel.
knees.
And cross.
And
When
cross.
Joram saw Jehu, he said,
Cross.
"Give
Reach
me
up.
peace, Jehu."
Reach up. Cross. Reach up.
What peace can there be so long as the whoring and the sorcery of
Side
your
to
mother
side.
Jezebel are so many?
Twist hand to knee.
Then Joram reigned about and fled, saying to
Take a break
Ahaziah,
if you need it.
"Treachery, O Ahaziah."
Round one.
Jehu drew his bow with his full strength and shot Joram between the shoulders, so that the arrow pierced his heart and he sank in his chariot.
Good.
Jehu said to Bidkar, his aide, "Take him up and
He's
kill
up.
him on the plot of ground belonging to Naboth the Jezreelite. For remember when you and I rode side by side behind Ahab his father, how the Lord made this pronouncement against him. As surely
Come on,
as I saw
just keep
yesterday
moving.
the blood of Naboth and the
Really
blood of his
exhausted.
sons, declares
Come
the
on.
Lord, I will repay you on this plot of ground.
All
Now
right. If
therefore
you need.
take him up and
Soft
throw him
land.
on the plot of ground
Oh,
in
impact.
accordance with the word of the Lord."
Bam. Bam.
When
Come on.
Ahaziah the king
Come
of Judah saw this,
Come on,
he
switch.
fled in the direction of Beth-Hagan.
Come on.
And Jehu pursued him
To
and
the
said,
side.
"Shoot him
To
also."
the side.
And they shot him in the chariot at the ascent of Gur, which is by
It's
Italy.
okay. It'll be all
And
right.
he fled to Megiddo and died there. His servants carried him in a chariot to Jerusalem and buried him in
Come
his
on.
tomb with his fathers
You
in the
can
city of
do
David.
it. You
In
can
the
do
11th
it.
year of Joram the son of Ahab,
Come on.
Ahaziah began to reign over Judah.
Come on.
When Jehu
Cross
came
over.
to Jezreel,
Come on.
Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her eyes and adorned
Cross.
her head
Cross.
and looked out of the window.
Cross.
And as Jehu entered the gate, she said,
Cross.
"Is it peace, you Zimri, murderer of your master?"
Cross.
And he lifted up his face to the window and said, "Who is on my side? Who?"
Cross.
2 or 3 eunuchs looked out at him. He said,
Cross.
"Throw her down." So
Cross.
they threw her down, and some of her blood spattered on the wall and on the horses, and they trampled on her. Then he went in and ate and drank. And he said, "See now to this cursed woman and bury her, for she is a king's daughter."
Jumping jacks.
But when they went to bury her, they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of
Some
her
of
hands.
these.
When they came back and told him, he said, "This is the word of the Lord, which he spoke by his servant Elijah the Tishbite. In the territory of Jezreel, the dogs shall eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the corpse of Jezebel shall be as dung on the face of the field in the territory of Jezreel, so that no one can say, 'This is Jezebel.'"
On the kids. How's it going, kids?
Chapter 10.
I remember.
Now Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria. So Jehu wrote letters and sent them to Samaria, to the rulers of the city, to the elders, and to the guardians of the sons of Ahab,
Run
saying,
like jacks.
"Now then, as soon as this letter comes to you, seeing your master's sons are with you, and there are with you chariots and horses, fortified cities also, and weapons, select the best and fittest of your master's sons, and set him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house."
Doing this.
But they were exceedingly afraid and said, "Behold, the 2 kings could not stand before him. How then can we stand?"
Oh, you're switching
So
up.
he who was over the palace and he who was over the city, together with the elders and the guardians, sent to Jehu, saying,
Come on.
"We are your servants, and we will do all that you tell us. We will not make anyone king. Do whatever is good in your eyes." Then he wrote to them a second letter, saying, "If you are on my side, and if you are ready to obey me, take the heads of your master's sons and come to me at Jezreel tomorrow at this time."
Stitch. Tired.
Now the king's sons, 70 persons, were with the great men of the city who were bringing them up.
We'll be here.
And as soon as the letter came to them, they took the king's sons and slaughtered them, 70 persons, and put their heads in baskets and sent them to him at Jezreel. When the messenger came and told him, "They have brought the heads of the king's sons,"
Now, if
he
you're
said,
really feeling exhausted here,
"Lay them in 2 heaps at the entrance of the gate until the morning."
the arm saying,
Then in the morning, when he went out, he stood and said to all the people,
Wow, we're just doing
"You
what
are
we
innocent. It was I who conspired against my master and killed him. But who struck down all these? Know then that there shall fall to the earth nothing in the word of the Lord, which the Lord spoke concerning the house of Ahab, for the Lord has done what he said by his servant Elijah." So Jehu struck down all who remained of the house of Ahab in Jezreel, all his great men and his close friends and his priests, until he left him none remaining. Then he set out and went to Samaria. On the way, when he was at Beth-Eked of the shepherds, Jehu met the relatives of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and he said, "Who are you?" And they answered, "We are the relatives of Ahaziah, and we came down to visit the royal princes and the sons of the queen mother." He said, "Take them alive." And they took them alive and slaughtered them at the pit of Beth-Eked, 42 persons, and he spared none of them. And when he departed from there, he met Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him. And he greeted him and said to him, "Is your heart true to my heart as mine is to yours?" And Jehonadab answered, "It is." Jehu said, "If it is, give me your hand." So he gave him his hand. And Jehu took him up with him into the chariot. And he said, "Come with me and see my zeal for the Lord." So he had him ride in his chariot. And when he came to Samaria, he struck down all who remained to Ahab in Samaria, till he had wiped them out, according to the word of the Lord that he spoke to Elijah. Then Jehu assembled all the people and said to them, "Ahab served Baal a little, but Jehu will serve him much. Now therefore call to me all the prophets of Baal, all his worshippers and all his priests. Let none be missing, for I have a great sacrifice to offer to Baal. Whoever is missing shall not live." But Jehu did it with cunning in order to destroy the worshippers of Baal. And Jehu ordered, "Sanctify a solemn assembly for Baal." So they proclaimed it. And Jehu sent throughout all Israel, and all the worshippers of Baal came, so that there was not a man left who did not come. And they entered the house of Baal, and the house of Baal was filled from one end to the other. He said to him who was in charge of the wardrobe, "Bring out the vestments for all the worshippers of Baal." So he brought out the vestments for them. Then Jehu went into the house of Baal with Jehonadab, the son of Rechab. And he said to the worshippers of Baal, "Search and see that there is no servant of the Lord here among you, but only the worshippers of Baal." Then they went in to offer sacrifices and burnt offerings. Now Jehu had stationed 80 men outside and said, "The man who allows any of those whom I give into your hands to escape shall forfeit his life." So as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, Jehu said to the guard and to the officers, "Go in and strike them down. Let not a man escape." So when they put them to the sword, the guard and the officers cast them out and went into the inner room of the house of Baal. And they brought out the pillar that was in the house of Baal and burned it. And they demolished the pillar of Baal and demolished the house of Baal and made it a latrine to this day. Thus Jehu wiped out Baal from Israel. But Jehu did not turn aside from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin, that is, the golden calves that were in Bethel and in Dan. And the Lord said to Jehu, "Because you have done well in carrying out what is right in my eyes, and have done to the house of Ahab according to all that was in my heart, your sons of the 4th generation shall sit on the throne of Israel." But Jehu was not careful to walk in the law of the Lord, the God of Israel, with all his heart. He did not turn from the sins of Jeroboam, which he made Israel to sin. In those days the Lord began to cut off parts of Israel. Hazael defeated them throughout the territory of Israel, from the Jordan eastward, all the land of Gilead, the Gadites and the Reubenites and the Manassites, from Aroer, which is by the valley of the Arnon, that is, Gilead and Bashan. Now the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did, and all his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Jehu slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria. And Jehoahaz, his son, reigned in his place. The time that Jehu reigned over Israel in Samaria was 28 years. Chapter 11. Now when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the royal family. But Jehoshaphat, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash the son of Ahaziah and stole him away from among the king's sons who were being put to death, and she put him and his nurse in a bedroom. Thus they hid him from Athaliah so that he was not put to death. And he remained with her 6 years, hidden in the house of the Lord, while Athaliah reigned over the land.
You can't do
But in
one
the
thing,
7th
you
year,
can't do another.
Jehoiada sent and brought the captains of the Kerites and of the guards, and had them come to him in the house of the Lord. And he made a covenant with them, and put them under oath in the house of the Lord. And he showed them the king's son. And he commanded them, "This is the thing that you shall do. 1/3 of you, those who come off duty on the Sabbath and guard the king's house, another third being at the gate
At your own
and a
pace.
third at the gate behind the guards, shall guard the palace. And the 2 divisions of you which come on duty in force on the Sabbath and guard the house of the Lord on behalf of the king shall surround the king, each with his weapons in his hand. And whoever approaches the ranks is to be put to death. Be with the king when he goes out and when he comes in." The captains did according to all that Jehoiada the priest commanded. And they each brought his men who were to go off duty on the Sabbath, with those who were to come on duty on the Sabbath. And they came to Jehoiada the priest. And the priest gave to the captains the spears and shields that had been King David's, which were in the house of the Lord. And the guards stood, every man with his weapons in his hand, from the south side of the house to the north side of the house, around the altar and the house on behalf of the king. Then he brought out the king's son, and put the crown on him, and gave him the testimony. And they proclaimed him king, and anointed him. And they clapped their hands, and said, "Long live the king!" When Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she went into the house of the Lord to the people. And when she looked, there was the king standing by the pillar, according to the custom, and the captains and the trumpeters beside the king, and all the people of the land rejoicing and blowing trumpets. And Athaliah tore her clothes and cried, "Treason! Treason!"
Treason.
Then Jehoiada the priest
Treason.
commanded the captains who were set over the army, "Bring her out between the ranks, and put to death with the sword anyone who follows her." For the priest said, "Let her not be put to death in the house of the Lord." So they laid hands on her, and she went through the horses' entrance to the king's house, and there she was put to death. And Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord and the king and people, that they should be the Lord's people, and also between the king and the people. Then all the people of the land went to the house of Baal and tore it down. His altars and his images they broke in pieces, and they killed Mattan, the priest of Baal, before the altars. And the priest posted watchmen over the house of the Lord. And he took the captains, the Kerites, the guards, and all the people of the land, and they brought the king down from the house of the Lord, marching through the gate of the guards to the king's house. And he took his seat on the throne of the kings. So all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet after Athaliah had been put to death with the sword at the king's house. Jehoash was 7 years old when he began to reign. Chapter 12. In the 7th year of Jehu, Jehoash began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Zibiah of Beersheba. And Jehoash did what was right in the eyes of the Lord all his days, because Jehoiada the priest instructed him. Nevertheless, the high places were not taken away. The people continued to sacrifice and make offerings on the high places. Jehoash said to the priests, "All the money of the holy things that is brought into the house of the Lord, the money for which each man is assessed, the money from the assessment of persons, and the money that a man's heart prompts him to bring into the house of the Lord, let the priests take, each from his donor, and let them repair the house wherever any need of repairs is discovered." But by the 23rd year of King Jehoash, the priests had made no repairs on the house. Therefore King Jehoash summoned Jehoiada the priest and the other priests, and said to them,
Good form.
"Why are you not repairing the house? Now therefore take no
Too
more
slow
money
for
from
you.
your
Pick it
donors,
up.
but hand it over for the repair of
Switch
the house."
sides.
So the
Ink
priests
press.
agreed that they should take no more money from the people, and that they should not repair the house.
Don't bend down.
Then Jehoiada the priest took a chest and bored a hole in the lid of it, and set it beside the altar on the right side as one entered the house of the Lord. And the priests who guarded the threshold put in it all the money that was brought into the house of the Lord. And whenever they saw that there was much money in the chest, the king's secretary and the high priest came up, and they bagged and counted the money that was found in the house of the Lord. Then they would give the money that was weighed out into the hands of the workmen who had the oversight of the house of the Lord. And they paid it out to the carpenters and the builders who worked on the house of the Lord, and to the masons and the stone cutters, as well as to buy timber and quarried stone for making repairs on the house of the Lord, and for any outlay for the repairs of the house. But there were not made for the house of the Lord basins of silver, snuffers, bowls, trumpets, or any vessels of gold or of silver from the money that was brought into the house of the Lord, for that was given to the workmen who were repairing the house of the Lord with it. And they did not ask for an accounting from the men into whose hand they delivered the money to pay out to the workmen, for they dealt honestly. The money from the guilt offerings and the money from the sin offering was not brought into the house of the Lord. It belonged to the priests. At that time, Hazael, king of Syria, went up and fought against Gath and took it. But when Hazael set his face to go up against Jerusalem, Jehoash, king of Judah, took all the sacred gifts that Jehoshaphat and Jehoram and Ahaziah his father, the kings of Judah, had dedicated, and his own sacred gifts, and all the gold that was found in the treasuries of the house of the Lord and of the king's house, and sent these to Hazael, king of Syria. Then Hazael went away from Jerusalem. Now the rest of the acts of Joash and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? His servants arose and made a conspiracy, and struck down Joash in the house of Millo, on the way that goes down to Silla. It was Josachar the son of Shimeah, and Jehozabad the son of Shomer, his servants, who struck him down so that he died. And they buried him with his fathers in the city of David, and Amaziah his son reigned in his place.
Switch legs. Here we go. Right forward, left back. Hands are up. Drive it.
Chapter 13.
Drive that hip. Jab. Drive that hip.
In the 23rd year of Joash, the son of Ahaziah, king of Judah, Jehoahaz, the son of Jehu, began to reign over Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 17 years. He did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and followed the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. He did not depart from them. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he gave them continually into the hand of Hazael, king of Syria, and into the hand of Ben-Hadad, the son of Hazael. Then Jehoahaz sought the favor of the Lord, and the Lord listened to him, for he saw the oppression of Israel, how the king of Syria oppressed them. Therefore the Lord gave Israel a savior, so that they escaped from the hand of the Syrians, and the people of Israel lived in their homes as formerly. Nevertheless, they did not depart from the sins of the house of Jeroboam, which he made Israel to sin, but walked in them. And the Asherah also remained in Samaria. For there was not left to Jehoahaz an army of more than 50 horsemen and 10 chariots and 10,000 footmen. For the king of Syria had destroyed them and made them like the dust at threshing. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoahaz and all that he did, and his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Jehoahaz slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria. And Joash his son reigned in his place. In the 37th year of Joash, king of Judah, Jehoash, the son of Jehoahaz, began to reign over Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 16 years. He also did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from all the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin, but he walked in them. Now the rest of the acts of Joash and all that he did, and the might with which he fought against Amaziah king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Joash slept with his fathers, and Jeroboam sat on his throne. And Joash was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. Now when Elisha had fallen sick with the illness of which he was to die, Joash king of Israel went down to him and wept before him, crying, my father, the chariots of Israel and its horsemen. And Elisha said to him, take a bow and arrows. So he took a bow and arrows. Then he said to the king of Israel, draw the bow. And he drew it. And Elisha laid his hands on the king's hand. And he said, open the window eastward. And he opened it. Then Elisha said, shoot. And he shot. And he said, the Lord's arrow of victory, the arrow of victory over Syria. For you shall fight the Syrians in Aphek until you have made an end of it. And he said, Take the arrows. And he took them. And he said to the king of Israel, strike the ground with them. And he struck 3 times and stopped. Then the man of God was angry with him and said, you should have struck 5 or 6 times. Then you would have struck down Syria until you had made an end of it. But now you will strike down Syria only 3 times. So Elisha died, and they buried him. Now bands of Moabites used to invade the land in the spring of the year. And as a man was being buried, behold, a marauding band was seen, and the man was thrown into the grave of Elisha. And as soon as the man touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood on his feet. Now Hazael, king of Syria, oppressed Israel all the days of Jehoahaz. But the Lord was gracious to them and had compassion on them, and he turned toward them because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and would not destroy them, nor has he cast them from his presence until now. When Hazael, king of Syria, died, Ben-Hadad his son became king in his place. Then Jehoash the son of Jehoahaz took again from Ben-Hadad the son of Hazael the cities that he had taken from Jehoahaz his father in war. 3 times Joash defeated him and recovered the cities of Israel.
Come on.
Chapter 14.
Come on.
In the 2nd year of Joash the son of Joahaz, king of Israel, Amaziah the son of Joash, king of Judah, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jehoiadan of Jerusalem, and he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, yet not like David his father. He did in all things as Joash his father had done. The high places were not removed. The people still sacrificed and made offerings on the high places. And as soon as the royal power was firmly in his hand, he struck down his servants who had struck down the king his father. But he did not put to death the children of the murderers, according to what is written in the book of the law of Moses, where the Lord commanded, fathers shall not be put to death because of their children, nor shall children be put to death because of their fathers, but each one shall die for his own sin. He struck down 10,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt, and took Selah by storm, and called it Joktheel, which is its name to this day. Then Amaziah sent messengers to Jehoash, the son of Jehoahaz, son of Jehu, king of Israel, saying, come, let us look one another in the face. And Jehoash, king of Israel, sent word to Amaziah, king of Judah, a thistle on Lebanon sent to a cedar on Lebanon, saying, give your daughter to my son for a wife. And a wild beast of Lebanon passed by and trampled down the thistle. You have indeed struck down Edom, and your heart has lifted you up. Be content with your glory and stay at home. For why should you provoke trouble so that you fall, you and Judah with you? But Amaziah would not listen. So Jehoash, king of Israel, went up, and he and Amaziah, king of Judah, faced one another in battle at Beth-Shemesh, which belongs to Judah. And Judah was defeated by Israel, and every man fled to his home. And Jehoash, king of Israel, captured Amaziah, king of Judah, the son of Jehoash, son of Ahaziah, at Beth-Shemesh, and came to Jerusalem and broke down the wall of Jerusalem for 400 cubits, from the Ephraim gate to the corner gate. And he seized all the gold and silver and all the vessels that were found in the house of the Lord and in the treasuries of the king's house, also hostages, and he returned to Samaria. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoash that he did, and his might, and how he fought with Amaziah, king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Jehoash slept with his fathers and was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. And Jeroboam his son reigned in his place. Amaziah the son of Joash, king of Judah, lived 15 years after the death of Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel. Now the rest of the deeds of Amaziah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And they made a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish. But they sent after him to Lachish and put him to death there. And they brought him on horses, and he was buried in Jerusalem with his fathers in the city of David. And all the people of Judah took Azariah, who was 16 years old, and made him king instead of his father Amaziah. He built Elath and restored it to Judah, after the king slept with his fathers. In the 15th year of Amaziah the son of Joash, king of Judah, Jeroboam the son of Joash, king of Israel, began to reign in Samaria, and he reigned 41 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from all the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. He restored the border of Israel from Lebo Hamath as far as the sea of the Arabah, according to the word of the Lord, the God of Israel, which he spoke by his servant Jonah the son of Amittai, the prophet, who was from Gath-hepher. For the Lord saw that the affliction of Israel was very bitter, for there was none left, bond or free, and there was none to help Israel. But the Lord had not said that he would blot out the name of Israel from under heaven. So he saved them by the hand of Jeroboam the son of Joash. Now the rest of the acts of Jeroboam and all that he did and his might, how he fought, and how he restored Damascus and Hamath to Judah in Israel, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Jeroboam slept with his fathers, the kings of Israel, and Zechariah his son reigned in his place.
Just like that, behind the head. You see me?
Chapter 15. In the 27th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, Azariah the son of Amaziah, king of Judah, began to reign. He was 16 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jethaliah of Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that his father Amaziah had done. Nevertheless, the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and made offerings on the high places. And the Lord touched the king so that he was a leper to the day of his death, and he lived in a separate house. And Jotham the king's son was over the household, governing the people of the land. Now the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Azariah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David, and Jotham his son reigned in his place. In the 38th year of Azariah king of Judah, Zechariah the son of Jeroboam reigned over Israel in Samaria 6 months. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, as his fathers had done. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. Shallum the son of Jabesh conspired against him, and struck him down at Ibleam, and put him to death, and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the deeds of Zechariah, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. This was the promise of the Lord that he gave to Jehu. Your sons shall sit on the throne of Israel to the 4th generation. And so it came to pass. Shallum the son of Jabesh began to reign in the 39th year of Uzziah, king of Judah, and he reigned 1 month in Samaria. Then Menahem the son of Gadai came up from Tirzah and came to Samaria, and he struck down Shallum the son of Jabesh in Samaria, and put him to death, and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the deeds of Shallum and the conspiracy that he made, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. At that time Menahem sacked Tiphsah, and all who were in it and its territory from Tirzah on, because they did not open it to him. Therefore he sacked it, and he ripped open all the women in it who were pregnant. In the 39th year of Azariah king of Judah, Menahem the son of Gadai began to reign over Israel, and he reigned 10 years in Samaria. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart all his days from all the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. Pul, the king of Assyria, came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, that he might help him to confirm his hold on the royal power. Menahem exacted the money from Israel, that is, from all the wealthy men, 50 shekels of silver from every man, to give to the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria turned back and did not stay there in the land. Now the rest of the deeds of Menahem and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Menahem slept with his father, and Pekahiah his son reigned in his place. In the 50th year of Azariah king of Judah, Pekahiah the son of Menahem began to reign over Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 2 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. And Pekah, the son of Remaliah, his captain, conspired against him with 50 men of the people of Gilead, and struck him down in Samaria, in the citadel of the king's house with Argob and Arieh. He put him to death and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the deeds of Pekahiah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah, king of Judah, Pekah, the son of Remaliah, began to reign over Israel and Samaria, and he reigned 20 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel to sin. In the days of Pekah, king of Israel, Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, came and captured Ijon, Abel Beth-Maacah, Tanoah, Kadesh, Hazor, Gilead, and Galilee, all the land of Naphtali. And he carried the people captive to Assyria. Then Hoshea the son of Elah made a conspiracy against Pekah the son of Remaliah, and struck him down and put him to death, and reigned in his place, in the 20th year of Jotham the son of Uzziah. Now the rest of the acts of Pekah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 2nd year of Pekah the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, Jotham the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. And he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that his father Uzziah had done. Nevertheless, the high places were not removed.
Good deal.
The people still